Hello students, Standard 8 in Physics, Chapter 16, Light. In the last session we learned about light, that what is the importance of light, how the things are visible to us, and we learn about the reflection when that the mirror means the very highly shiny object like a glass act as a mirror, and then when the light falls on that highly polished surfaces, then they change the direction, and that phenomena is known as reflection of the light. Then we understand the procedure of reflection. Now we have to learn the laws of reflection today. For that we can understand with the help of an activity, and according to that, from the figure we will understand the two laws of reflection. For that we need a plain mirror, a torch, and a screen, or it can be on the wall also, not a problem. Now what we have to do is that you have to put the position of the mirror first. When you put the mirror and make the position of the mirror. Now draw a line that is showing the incident ray. So what you can do it first, that take a torch and through the some slit, make a slit and pass the ray through it, beam of light, and allow it to fall on the mirror, and then see the way in which direction the beam of light is reflecting back, and along that both incident and reflected light, draw the two lines like this. Here this light is that which is directing towards the mirror, falling on the mirror. It is falling on this point which is known as point of incidence, and this way it will reflect back, and then by using that protector or that set square, you can draw a normal here. Then what we have to do, we have to measure the angle I and angle R. That is the angle of incidence between the normal and the incident ray, and angle R is that angle between the normal and the reflected ray, and measure both of them and note it down. Then change the direction, means change the angle of incidence here, and then again find the reflected ray and find the angle of reflection. By this way you can change 2 to 3 directions of the angle of incidence, and then for each time measure the angle of reflection and find out what is the situation there. You will observe that every time the angle of incidence will be the same as the angle of reflection. So whenever you find angle I and angle R for different angles, both the angles will be same. That is the first law of reflection. It says that the angle of incidence, that is angle I, is always equal to the angle of reflection, angle R. That is, angle I is equal to angle R. So that is the first law of reflection. You have to remember the both laws of reflection. So first we understand by the activity which says that the angle of elevation, angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. Now we have to understand the second law of reflection. For that we have to do the same activity, but we need a chart paper for that. On the chart paper or the stiff paper here, and we have to put that paper little beyond the edge of the table, and then along that incident ray and reflected ray are there, we have to make a cut in the middle such that the reflected ray falls on that side. Now first you will see both the incident ray and the reflected ray. But now what you have to do is that cutted part, the part which is cut, you have to bend it a little and then try to look the reflected ray. You will not be able to see the reflected ray because the screen is moved from that portion, and therefore the reflected ray is not visible because it is not in the same plane. Here the figure is also shown, but it's not so much clearly. Maybe in your textbook, maybe it is clear. Here you can see the reflected ray, but here the paper is bent and therefore that reflected ray is not visible. So this activity says that there's all the three things. Which are the three things? The incident ray, the normal at the point of incidence, and reflected ray all lie in the same plane. When you bend it, we couldn't see the reflected ray. When you make it straight again, it is in the same plane, so you will be able to see that reflected ray. It shows that the three things. Which are the three things again? The incident ray, the normal at the point of incidence, and the reflected ray all lie in the same plane. So these are the two laws of reflection. We will repeat. First law, the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. It means that angle I is equal to angle R. Second law, it says that the incident ray, the normal at the point of incidence, and the reflected ray all lie in the same plane. And this is a very, very important laws. You have to remember, it can be asked in the exams that write two laws of reflection for 2 marks, or maybe with an activity for 3 or 4 marks. So anyhow, you have to remember it. So please remember this both laws of reflection. Now, after that, we know that we learn. Yes, one more thing I want to explain you. Here, in this activity, we throw the beam of light at an angle. Means here we throw like that, which is not directly but making an angle with the plane mirror. Now suppose if we throw the light exactly through the normal, means if you suppose this is a mirror, here we saw that we make the angle with it, means the incident ray was making an angle. But what if I exactly right angle, means toward the normal, right? If we throw the light on the mirror along the normal, what will happen? So when we throw the light along the normal, what will happen? After incidence, it will reflected in the same direction. So you won't be able to see the both rays differently, because it will go through that line and coming back through the same direction, and therefore we won't be able to see the reflected ray and incident ray separately. And therefore when we perform this activity, we always throw a beam of light at an angle, not exactly straight, otherwise we won't be able to do this activity. So that is to remember that when the light is thrown on the mirror along the normal, it will be reflected in the same direction back, and we won't be able to see the reflected ray and the incident rays separately, because they will coincide. It will be the same direction, and therefore. Now, in the lower standard, maybe you learn about the mirrors and image formed by the mirror. I am talking about the plain mirror that we have in our houses, in your cupboard, or on your dressing table, or in your bathroom, everywhere. So, what is the plain mirror? Plain mirror is like a surface, and it is a reflecting, highly polished surface. Now, if you stand in front of mirror and look your image inside the mirror, can you see your image erect or upside down? It is always erect. And if you put a screen behind or in front of mirror, can you get your image on the screen? Anywhere, if you put the screen behind the mirror or in front of mirror at different distances, no, you won't be able to get your image on the screen. It means that the image formed by plain mirror is always virtual and erect. Virtual image means it is not a real image. Real image is that can be obtained on the screen. But here you cannot obtain your image on a screen. Therefore it is known as virtual image. So the image formed by a plain mirror, it is erect and virtual. Then again we can do an activity. Stand in front of mirror and then check your distance and the distance of image behind the mirror. Then you will see that it will be absolutely same. Then go little far from the mirror. Then you will see that your image also will move the same distance behind the mirror. It means that it is at the same distance behind mirror as the object is in front of it. One thing we missed is that second one. Size. Is your image of the same size of you? Or it is little bigger or smaller or fat or thin? No, it will be the same. It will show you same as you are. It means that it is of same size as the object is. But only one thing you will notice, that the image is laterally inverted. So what is laterally inverted? Inverted means not upside inverted, upside down. It is erect. But you will notice that it is laterally inverted. Means we will understand now. Try again, stand in front of mirror and raise your left hand. Then if you notice properly, you will see that the right hand in the image is raised up. And if you raise your right hand, it will seem that your left hand in the image is raised up. Similarly, if you hold your left ear, then the image will hold its right ear. So that is called a lateral inversion. What is lateral inversion? The left side of the object is seen on the right side in the image, and the right side of the object appears to be on the left side in the image. And this is known as lateral inversion. So that is the thing that we remember in the plane mirror. So these two important things we learn today are very, very important, so that you have to remember the first, the two laws of reflection. And then we learn today the other, that you actually learn in the standard 6, but we just recall that memory, that what type of images are formed by the plane mirror. That is virtual and erect, same size as object, at the same distance behind the mirror as the object is, and it is laterally inverted. So here we are going to finish today's session. Will be followed by PDF along with some question answers. And if any confusion, write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.